Good morning, students. I hope you're excited about science. I am way excited about science because we've got some stuff to do today that involves the sun. You know, the sun is the closest star to the earth, and you can't look at it, but there are ways that you can look at its image without looking directly at the sun. Remember why we don't look at the sun? Because it will hurt your eyes. So don't ever look directly at the sun. But what we're going to do is we're going to create 3 different kinds of solar telescopes. Solar means sun. And we're going to throw an image of the sun onto a sheet of paper. So here's my sheet of paper. And here's another sheet of paper. And it's got a hole in the middle of it. And that hole is to let the sunlight come through. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to point this sheet of paper at the sun. The sun is right up there. And then I'm going to put this piece of paper right above it. And Miss Chris, if you'll come through here, come closer, you'll see that there is a white dot right on this sheet of paper. Now that white dot is a picture of the sun. So it's kind of small. If I were to pull this piece of paper away, further and further and further away, it's like way over my head now. The dot gets bigger, but it also gets fuzzier and not as bright. So I'm going to bring it way back down, closer, closer, closer. And you see the dot gets brighter, but it also gets smaller. How can I solve the problem of looking at a picture of the sun without making it be real big and fuzzy? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to use a magnifying glass. So let me put a magnifying glass right here. And Miss Chris, see if you can see the dot through the magnifying glass now. Does that make the dot better? Do you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so you can use a magnifying glass to make the dot bigger and easier to see. It's sort of like having a telescope looking through a telescope. How cool is that? Okay, so one of the reasons that the dot was hard to see is because the sunlight is pouring in from the sides as we use those 2 sheets of paper, and it makes the sun image faded. So what if we had the sun image in a dark place? I thought, why not use this toilet paper roll and put our piece of paper with the hole in it on top of the toilet paper roll and put my sheet of paper down below. Okay, so this may sound funny, but let's watch to see how it works. We have the sun. I'm going to point it at the sun. And Miss Chris, do you see the dot in the center in there? Do you see the dot on the inside?
Yes.
Okay, well, this toilet paper roll cuts off some of the light. It makes it a lot darker. And so the image is a lot brighter. If you did this and you used, let's say, a magnifying glass to look at it, I think you'd get a much better image. Now I'm going to try one more thing. So remember, when I moved the paper, the top paper and the bottom paper apart, the image of the sun got bigger, but it got fainter. It wasn't as bright. So, and we used this toilet paper roll to make the image brighter. And I was thinking, maybe if I use a paper towel roll, which is much longer, it will make the image bigger. And because it's long, it will protect the image from the sun. So let's try this again with this toilet paper roll and see if we can find our image of the sun. I've got to make it so, there it is. Our image of the sun. How about that, Miss Chris? Is it making it a good image? So you can do this at home. You can take a toilet paper roll and we're using 2 sheets of paper, cut a notch in the bottom so that you can see, right? You got to be able to see where the sun is shining. So cut a little notch in the bottom, use a toilet paper roll or a paper towel roll, and see if you can make a solar telescope. Okay, students, so I wanted to answer the question, how do we know that the sun is round? We can't look at the sun. You just can't look at it. It's too bright. It's going to hurt your eyes. So we have to figure out some way for the sun to cast an image of itself on a wall or the floor or a piece of paper so that we can figure it out. So let me get really close, and Miss Chris, you may have to get close too. Can you see that image of the sun?
I sure can.
All right. So is it round?
It's a little tiny round dot.
Yes, and so that's one of the ways that we know that the sun is round. I thought maybe if we had a magnifying glass like this, or maybe a magnifying glass like this, or maybe a magnifying glass like this, that it would give us a better image. So let me try. You've probably all used magnifying glasses. Oh, I don't think it's doing very good, is it?
I don't see any little
wait a minute.
dots.
If I move it closer. Hey, there it is. There it is, Miss Chris.
It's a round sun.
And it looks round because it is round. Let's try this other magnifying glass and see if it works just as well. Here we go. Now that's the magnifying. Oh, look.
Yes.
It's getting better and better.
But those are round magnifying glasses, Mr. Randy. Does that make any difference?
So I found a rectangular magnifying glass. Is that cool or what? The question was, will a rectangular magnifying glass give a rectangular image of the sun? Let's check it out. Let's find out. Here we go. Looks kind of rectangular there. Let's go. Oh, I see. There's a bright red spot, and then around it is the sun. So it's very bright in the middle, but the sun's image is right there. So a rectangular lens does give a true image of the sun. The sun is round. So it doesn't matter what shape the magnifier is.